All right, folks, here we are. We are ready to play Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And sometimes, if people are not actively involved in board gaming as a hobby, are you one of those?
I am. I have a little anxiety around playing games in general.
Okay.
Because I like being good at things right away.
Yep. Yep.
And so there's always a learning curve with a new game.
Sure,
so thank you in advance for your patience and for teaching me something new.
Well, we should talk about that a little bit because you mentioned that to me in the past. And one of the things I thought it would be kind of fun to try and do on this show is to not just randomly pick a game and randomly pick a cocktail. We should try and pair those things up with our guests in some way that kind of makes sense. Because we sort of do that when people come over normally. We're trying to do as much of this show as we can in a way that feels like more or less what we would be doing just anyway. We just decided to share it. And, we collect a lot of games, and part of the reason for that, part of it's just a fun collecting hobby, but it's also fun to have lots of choices so you can kind of match up with your guests when they come over, like, pulled a few pieces for you. Let's have a look at what might be a good fit.
Yeah, kind of like you do with the drinks as well. It's like, if that's part of the fun, like when people entertain, it's like, what drink should we have that goes with this evening with these people?
Yeah.
Right.
So you're doing the same thing with board games.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So this game was interesting to me for you for a couple of reasons. And one of it, well, I can think of at least 3 reasons.
Now I feel like it's a trap.
I promise it's not a trap. But one of them is the thematic material we're going to have fun talking about later. The Clone Wars is kind of near and dear to me and Bridget. Like we've had a lot of really wonderful discussions about it and some neat experiences. But also, it's cooperative. And when I was first getting into the hobby, I didn't actually understand that there were cooperative games where you're working together with the other players to try to win as a team against the game itself, as opposed to playing head-to-head, trying to beat each other, which even for me, it can be a source of anxiety.
It definitely is for me. I love cooperative games for that very reason. I too get a little bit of anxiety, especially playing with people I've never played before. I don't know how competitive they are.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to feel if I start beating them. And with cooperative games, there's less of that.
Takes a little bit of the pressure off, and there's a kind of a fun puzzle that you're solving together in a lot of these games. And this game is based on Pandemic, which not everyone has played, but a lot of people have. And it's considered kind of one of those gateway games that brings a lot of people into the hobby because it's pretty mainstream now. It's the type of game you would find at Target or on Amazon.
Okay.
And
it comes with different themes.
Yeah. And so in Pandemic, you are trying to cure and eradicate 3 different infectious diseases that have broken out around the world. So you're traveling around different countries in the world as scientists and researchers trying to do that work, and you're figuring out how to use each player's special ability, what's the smartest way to use your movement, so you're being efficient with it, and you're trying not to waste your turn if the infection is getting out of control over here or over here. A game about a pandemic has perhaps lost some of its charm recently, and yet the game system itself is extremely successful. And a lot of fun because it really does lend itself to that table discussion where you're working together with the other players. Yeah. And when they announced that they were doing the Clone Wars as a version of that, I don't know if I got excited right away because I wondered, like, will it make sense? Will it be just exactly the same? Will it really just feel like I'm playing Pandemic? And a lot of the elements in this game are directly corresponding to things that are in Pandemic. So if you already know how to play Pandemic, you almost already know how to play the Clone Wars, but I gotta say, the work that they did on theming this game is so spot on that I think this might actually be my preferred way to play this game now.
Ooh,
it works really well. So instead of curing diseases traveling around the world, we are traveling around the planets that we know in the galaxy from the Star Wars universe, fighting back separatist forces in the form of battle droids and blockade ships and certain named villains that are going to make our lives more difficult.
See Grievous over there with his 4 lightsabers.
Yeah. General Kenobi. So that also is relevant to another hobby of ours, which is painting miniatures, which I'm not real good at, but I love doing it.
Man, the patience it seems like that's required for that, and especially at 46 years old, the number of
So tiny.
prescription glasses I would need in order to do that. Like,
yeah, my eyesight's not what it was 10, 15 years ago, and yet it's so satisfying to finish even one that it's worth it. And I've seen some gorgeous paint jobs people have done for this game already and some of the others that are out. So that's probably a thing that we'll end up talking about in future episodes. So in a lot of our episodes, you'll see us playing a game that we already kind of know and we've practiced, and now we're just going to play it for the episode, or we might teach a guest how to play it. In this case, you're going to actually see us learn this game more or less in real time. So there will be a lot of me referring to the rules, us talking through it as a team. We'll try to edit out anything that's too boring, but we actually kind of want people to see that if they're thinking about investing the time to learn a new game and they're not sure if that would be fun, sometimes the process of learning it with your friends kind of is the fun part. Everybody just sort of puts their heads together and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So as our players, we're going to play as 3 Jedi. The game comes with 7 that you can pick from. We thought it would be fun to start with our 3 favorites from the Clone Wars animated series, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano. And we recently got to meet the voice actors from that show, so we might talk a little bit about that later. So Aaron, do you want to pick one of those first, and then...
Are we picking from here?
Yes. So those are the cards that go with them, and then right behind them there are the miniatures that go with them.
Oh, okay.
Those 3.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll just pick the one closest to me. I believe that's Kenobi.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like Kenobi doing his pose.
All right.
Bridget, would you hand me Anakin?
Okay.
I didn't even ask. I'm assuming you liked to play as
Yes,
Ahsoka.
you assumed correctly.
Okay.
I almost went with it because I was like, 2 lightsabers are always better than 1. But...
I would have been fine if you picked her, but I'm glad I ended up with you.
That was close. That was a close win.
First hurdle jumped. All right.
And then we'll take the cards that go with them. So they're on that stack that's fanned out there.
Okay. Here's your Anakin. Here's my Kenobi.
So each of these characters has a special ability that you'll have the opportunity to learn and use. And a lot of times, a lot of games give you an aspect of a special ability that's unique to your player. And a lot of times, the way you would use them or why they're useful doesn't become apparent until you play a round or two, and then you're like, oh, I see
now I see
why
how
I
it
need
works.
that.
Yeah.
And it's easy to sometimes forget your special ability. So
Yeah.
It's good to keep referring. Should we read them aloud?
Yeah, let's do that.
Ahsoka Tano. Free action. Exhaust up to 2 cards. For each, deal 1 damage of your planet or connected planet. And it has a nice quote. Should I read that?
Yeah.
Following direct orders isn't always the best way to solve a problem.
That sounds like Ahsoka.
Yeah, it totally sounds like Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Anakin says he has a free action attack. You can use any of your cards as if they were attack during this attack. So this is an example of where this stuff will make more sense once we've kind of seen how the mechanics of the game work. You're going to have a variety of cards that will let you attack directly or have stealth or will be protective like armor for you. Anakin can sort of treat any of his cards as attack cards. It's
Very
essentially his influence over the guys in his squad.
Okay.
To get them to attack, even if maybe that's not their strong suit. The quote is, "It's when things don't go as planned that we Jedi are at our best." Well, lots to unpack there.
Let's see. For Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got draw 4 squad cards, then place 3 of them on the bottom of the deck in a random order. And his quote is, "It takes strength to resist the dark side. Only the weak embrace it."
Interesting.
Okay.
So we're gonna go through the order of what's in a round and how you use your turn.
Okay.
And it'll just take doing it a couple times for it to start to feel natural. Last bit of setup we need to do is we need to place our characters on a starting planet that essentially represents like where were they finishing up their last mission. So like where are they coming from as this starts to play out. So there's one for you, there's one for you, and there's one for me.
Christoph is here.
Anakin's on Coruscant.
I'm on Naboo.
So maybe for the overhead camera, the card gives you a little visualization of the game board with a little red dot for the planet to help you just find it more easily, which is a nice touch. So mine says blockade, 2 health. You cannot affect missions, droids, or villains on a blockaded planet. Does yours say the same thing?
Yeah.
Mine does too.
Yeah, that's not a special ability or anything. That's just a rule to know. as those Federation blockade ships come into play, they will essentially block you from doing much until you get rid of them.
Okay.
So that's just a general thing to keep in mind. Okay, so on the back of that card, though, is just a reference, like a little cheat sheet of what actions you can take. You essentially have 4 different things you can pick from, but you get 4 actions on your turn, and you can do any of those as many times as you want. So you don't have to do 4 different actions. The first one is fly, which is just moving between planets.
Okay.
If you want to just do that 4 times and that's your turn, sometimes that's what you need to do.
And to fly, you can only...
in the direction that they're connected.
You're going to use those lines, so it'll essentially be a series of
hyperspace
hops.
lanes?
Perhaps those are hyperspace lanes. That makes sense to me.
Yes. Maybe we'll see a Purgle.
Okay, so that is
Fly.
fly. The next one is attack, and this is how we're going to deal with these separatist forces that are popping up on the planets.
Okay.
Is with attack. This would be analogous if you were playing Pandemic to curing diseases, which show up as little wooden cubes to kind of represent portions of the population being infected. Instead, we're going to attack battle droids. This is an element that's not in Pandemic, which is this 12-sided die, which I'm pretty excited about because it's a 12-sided die.
Inherently excited about it.
Yep.
Yes.
And it has 2 different symbols that I'll put where the camera can see. One is like a little explosion with a circle around it. And the other is, I don't see one by itself, is a little explosion with no circle around it. The one with the circle is good. The one without the circle is bad.
Oh, for us.
For us.
Okay.
Yeah, the one with the circle essentially represents a success. And there you might be fighting battle droids or trying to complete one of these missions. Whatever it is, the one with the circle counts as a success towards that thing.
Okay.
The one without the circle represents damage that you are taking. And you'll usually take some even if you're successful. Just the collateral damage of having been in a battle, even if it goes your way, that's telling you how much. So we end up rolling this, and you'll have some combination of successes and failures, and then we'll count those.
Okay, but each roll is one of those 4 actions that you get during your turn.
So if you were to say, okay, for my first action on my turn, I'm going to do an attack. Then you would roll that die.
Yep.
You would deal, I'll move off of Coruscant for a minute. Let's take just a test example and say, okay, I'm on Alderaan with these battle droids. And for my first action, I want to do an attack. I would roll this die, and for battle droids, they only have 1 health each. So you would need 2 successes if you wanted to kill both of those battle droids. So I happened to roll a 2.
And you got them.
Success. So then those would get removed from the board. Alderaan is safe for the moment. Now, if this is anything like Pandemic, we should enjoy this state of the board while it lasts because it has a real tendency to snowball.
Okay.
And pretty soon it's out of control and you kind of get overwhelmed. And if you do, that tracker over on the left side that says threat will continue to advance. And if it gets all the way down to the bottom where we see Palpatine's face, that means galaxy's overrun. It's a lost cause. We're done.
Okay.
Which happens a lot. They design cooperative games to be pretty tough to win so that you don't instantly beat it, get bored, and stop playing. They want it to be a fun challenge. Your win-loss ratio, kind of like if you're playing solitaire cards, you might win 2 or 3 out of 10, something like that. So that's just a thing to know is if you lose, it's not necessarily bad or even unexpected. It's more about just having fun having the most cinematic loss you could possibly have. And that's enjoyable too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll pay attention to that threat meter and things that would cause it to go up, we'll learn about over the course of the game, and we will want to try and avoid those as much as we can. So that's attacking. Now, an interesting thing about attacking is you can power up your attack using these squad cards. So we got 3 to start with. You'll be able to draw more, and they will help you handle more powerful attacks than what I needed in that case. I only needed 2 successes. But if I was on a planet where there was more battle droids, I would have needed to roll better than that. And if I couldn't, then I would use my squad cards to supplement.
And we each have different squad cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your hand of what you have will change over time.
Okay.
Because this is a thing I thought was really clever, is when you take damage using these little explosion icons, the way that that's reflected is you have to discard squad cards as though you're people in your unit are getting killed.
Taking damage.
Oh.
And now you don't have the benefit that they were giving you by being part of your group. So there's 3 or 4 different kinds of these cards. And Aaron, I'm going to orient everything towards you because that's the way we're going to have this overhead view so that it's just easier for people at home to see. And the top left corner of the card is telling you what kind of card that is. So if it's got the red Clone Trooper helmet, that's an attack card. So its ability is always going to be giving you a success that you then get to add to whatever you roll.
Okay.
And you probably heard the word exhausted a minute ago. There's this concept in a lot of games of tapping or exhausting the card, mainly so to remind you that you can't just keep using it. It's used up for a while, and so you just turn it sideways, and then that reminds you, oh, I already used that guy.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of your next turn, the first step in your turn is refreshing all of your cards, or you turn it back and now they're ready again. These guys are stealth, and they are also going to contribute attack. And there's certain cards that will affect how attack cards versus stealth cards behave. So that's why they'll get referred to differently. So that's a thing that'll become more clear as we go on.
This is a different one from those two if you want to talk about.
Oh yeah. So the little ship icon, looks like a Republic cruiser, is transport. And your normal movement, if you were taking that fly action, is to move one planet. And that's your movement. If you use a transport card, you tap it or exhaust it, and then it contributes, or it doubles the flight from your planet. So
you can move 2 spaces instead of 1, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to fly.
Yeah. And it's limiting you to only using one of those. So if you had 3 ships, you can't tap all 3 of them because it's not like you could go climb in 3 ships and get there 3 times as fast.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But with some twine, I could, no.
You could find a solution. Just MacGyver it.
Yeah, MacGyver it. There we go.
Okay, so fly and attack, we talked about. The third option is reinforce. That's where you draw a new squad card. This is how you get more of these cards. So you could be like, for my next action, I'm going to reinforce. And then you would just draw the top card from the squad deck.
Okay.
Add it into your hand, and now that gives you something helpful.
And you keep these cards throughout the rounds? Once you don't put them back into the deck once you use them in one of your turns, right?
Because they represent people in your unit.
Okay, so you get to collect them throughout the game.
They're with you until they die, in which case they go into this squad discard pile.
Gotcha.
And you have a hand limit of 7. So if at any point, and even if you have 7 cards, you can still draw. You just have to then immediately play something or discard down to 7 so that you're not going from one turn to the next with more than one. Okay, and then the last option is attempt mission. And this is sort of analogous to the kind of punchline of Pandemic where you're trying to wipe out the disease finally. But it's handled a little different. That really does feel thematic and appropriate to the Clone Wars. It's called attempting a mission. And that's where our Jedi characters are going to come together on a planet that is marked with one of these mission markers. So right now there's 2 missions that are active, this orange one and this white one. So the marker is just telling you where is that mission happening. This one's happening on Kamino. And this white one is happening on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee planet. And what's cool is every single one of these mission cards is describing an episode of the Clone Wars animated series, which I didn't realize they were going to do, but I love it. It's perfect. So to attempt a mission, it's kind of like doing an attack, but instead of attacking battle droids, you're sort of attacking the mission itself. And it is going to tell you on the card how many successes you have to have.
Okay.
And so...
And if there's any, caveats.
Yep. Yeah. And sometimes... So there will be a when drawn action on some of these, which I actually haven't done yet. So some of these have an effect on the board at the moment they come out. That's actually also part of setup. And I missed it. So we'll need to do it before we start.
We'll fix it in post.
This mission is called Conspiracy, and it is requiring you to have 5 successes, but it's requiring you to have 5 stealth successes. If you are contributing cards to your die roll, you can only contribute these purple ones and have them count.
Okay.
And then if you succeed, you're going to take damage in the form of any of those explosions you rolled, +1, because there's 1 on the card itself.
Okay.
So you wind up losing some folks in the process. Battle of Kashyyyk is almost the exact same situation, except if you were going to contribute successes from a card, there'd have to be a red attack card.
Now, do I have this right that we not only are trying to get rid of the separatist forces on this board that might be here, but we need to achieve all of these in order to beat the game?
Yep.
Okay.
So just like in...
This is like the main storyline.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah. So in Pandemic, you're trying to manage the spread of disease so it doesn't overwhelm the board while you try to come up with the cure to eradicate the diseases. In our case, we have to manage the battle droids occupying the planets, because if they overrun the galaxy, it's game over. So they are trying to do that before we can finish these three missions.
Okay.
The game lets you adjust the difficulty, and the way that you do it is by having more or fewer missions. So we are playing on the absolute easiest beginner level.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Which is three missions, partly for time, partly because when we're doing a learning game and we have no strategy, we just need to see it play out, and then we're like, oh, okay.
Now I get it.
Now I get it. And we'll talk about that a little bit in the post game of do we think we learned anything about how we would tackle it on a harder level. But that's kind of part of the fun. So this first mission, let's do the setup. It's called Conspiracy. They actually put a little blurb at the bottom, which is what at the beginning of the Clone Wars, there's always like an opening narration.
Yeah. There's always like a quote, like a piece of wisdom fortune cookie thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they do a fortune cookie tag, but then the narrator will do the opening.
Oh yeah.
Where are we in the story?
Like it's one of those reels from a serial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When a clone suddenly kills a Jedi.
I love that voice style. I wish we could bring that back to so many things.
Yeah.
Like when you're opening and looking at the New York Times every morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, so this is when a clone suddenly kills a Jedi, he is taken to the laboratories of Camino to determine the cause. This is one of the best episodes of all of the Clone Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this one. The premise was, what happens if a clone trooper has his Order 66 chip go off prematurely?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one yet.
It's so good because it raises all these questions. It puts Palpatine in a situation where he has to scramble to like do some cleanup.
Yeah, because it happens beforehand.
Yeah,
oh, that's an interesting
and it's
device.
super emotional.
Yeah,
fantastic storyline. So the setup for this card is when it's drawn, any Jedi returns one attack or stealth card from their hand to the box. So it's like someone got killed in the process. Okay. But they're not going to have you kill one of your Jedi. One of us is going to kill one of the cards from our hand. I've got 2 stealth, so I'll discard one of those. So that represents the person accidentally getting killed. The setup for Battle of Kashyyyk. Separatists launch a large-scale invasion of the Wookiee homeworld, targeting the planet's oil refinery. The setup is fill Kashyyyk to 2 droids. Okay, I think we are set up for real now. So just have that handy to remind you of what your actions are.
Okay.
And then in the bottom left of the board, easiest for Aaron to see, is the steps that happen on a turn. So step 1 is probably refreshing your cards.
Yeah, ready your cards.
Yep.
Is 1. Number 2 is do 4 actions.
Yep.
And 3 is activate villain.
Yep.
And 4 is invade planets. Hand limit is 7 cards at all times.
So the first thing we should probably mention before we roll into it is the concept of villains, which I think is new to this game. I'm not sure there's anything exactly like it in Pandemic. And they have you choose a villain to play against out of the 4 that they provide. And they recommend playing against Asajj Ventress, who's one of our favorite Clone Wars characters when it's your first game and you're still learning. So we've got Asajj Ventress placed on a Naxxus. There was some setup that we did before you got here, Aaron, that just kind of pre-populates the board with some stuff. So you're not starting, with nothing. And she's starting out there, and she has her own card, which is up at the top of the board, and that has an effect that's in play the whole time. Bridget, would you mind reading that? Because I can't remember what it is.
Sure. The Sith assassin strikes against the Jedi and the Republic at the command of her master, Count Dooku.
So that's some thematic text. And then I think she has an ability that's in play.
If Ventress is on a mission planet, advance threat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in the villain activation step that you mentioned at the end there, the villain will move around, I believe, to some extent. And if she winds up on either of these planets that's marked with the tokens, that's going to speed up that threat counter moving.
Oh, okay.
And then, so this may just be a quick game.
I got you. Okay.
If we don't figure out how to manage that. So that'll be part of the interesting challenge.
Okay.
And then the invade planets?
Invade
step,
planets.
Number 4. We're going to place more battle droids based on this number. So for starters, we'd be placing 2 battle droids. And we'll use this deck. We'll draw a card off of this deck, and it will basically just say which planet to put those droids on.
Okay.
It's a way to kind of randomize where they're popping up, so you can't predict it. And then as the game progresses and things worsen, there will be more showing up at one time.
All right.
Yeah. And if we reach a point where we need to place some and there aren't any more to place, then instead of doing that, threat goes up. And so that it kind of snowballs to the point where it's a lost cause. So hopefully we won't get to that point. So the next thing we need to do is decide who's going to go first. We can sort of decide that together. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any preference?
I think last time we did youngest to youngest starts.
Okay.
That's how we was playing in my house.
So board game rules always have like a fun description of who goes first.
Yeah.
It's usually something funny or something tied to the game. In this game, it's whoever has the high ground goes first.
So the tallest?
It's probably the tallest. I think that
probably the tallest. I'm 5'9".
5'6".
5'10" and a half.
You win. You have the high ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I will go first, and normally I'd start by readying my cards. These are some extra cards we're not using in this game. So I don't have to do that since we didn't do anything before. The second step is I'm going to use 4 of my actions. I am Anakin on Coruscant. And so what I want to do is start getting rid of some of these battle droids. I'm going to be able to attack. I'm going to be able to contribute 2 successes. So if I could roll at least 1, tap both of these guys, I could take out all 3 of those battle droids that are next door to me on Ord Mantell. Mm-hmm. So I'll use my first action to fly to Ord Mantell. I'll use my second action to attack. So I'm going to roll. I got 2 successes, and then I'll tap or exhaust. Magic players always say tap, so that's still in my brain from 25 years ago. So I'm tapping. Oh, they actually named the clones. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
These are all characters from the show.
I have Colt.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna exhaust Razor to contribute 1 more success to the attack. That'll remove all 3 of those battle droids. Would you mind setting those off in the pool over there?
In the pool over there. All right. They are gone. Well done.
Good job.
Okay, so we freed up Ord Mantell, and I've still got 2 successes left. We want to keep our eye on the ball about these missions.
I'm closest to the missions. I can do that on my turn.
Okay. Should I just try and clean up over here a little bit?
Yeah.
Why don't I try and do the same thing on Dathomir then?
Okay.
So I'll use my third action to fly to Dathomir through the hyperspace lane.
I'm surprised Ventress doesn't start on Dathomir.
Yeah, totally. Well, they randomize it so that you can't dial in your strategy too easily. Yeah, Asajj Ventress is from Dathomir.
Ah, there you go.
Originally. And that is it for my 4 actions.
Okay. So, yeah.
So then the third thing was
Activate villain.
activate the villain. So Bridget, would you draw a villain card that's underneath that blue marker and hand it to me, and then put the marker back? The marker is there to remind you to keep looking at the villain's card, because they all have a different effect. Hers was if she's on the mission planet, it advances the threat. Very easy to forget to do that when it's an hour from now and you're focused on other things. So I actually thought that was a really clever mechanism to keep you from forgetting to do that. We play a Harry Potter themed game called Hogwarts Battle, where the villains all have special abilities like that. And sometimes it'll be 3 turns later and you're like, oh, we haven't been doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Draco. Okay. So her villain card says stalk. Ventress on board. Move Ventress 1 planet toward the closest mission. So she has different action if she's on the board versus off the board. Because if you attack her, you can actually get her off the board, but that doesn't mean she's gone.
Oh, really?
It just means she's gone, like, for that episode.
Temporarily.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
So she is on the board, so her action is to move her 1 planet toward the closest mission.
I think that's Kashyyyk, because
Yeah,
it's
I
4
think
moves to
so.
get to Camino. Yep. 3 to get to Kashyyyk.
Yep. And if there's more than one way she could go, you get to just pick.
Okay. Mandalore?
Yeah,
Look
I
good?
think so. No?
What would be the advantage of Onderon instead of Mandalore?
I guess they're both 3. So so we get to choose what's best for us. Is what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm guessing just one figure instead of two would be better.
Love that.
Okay.
Love that for us.
I love that for us.
Okay. And then that can go into the villain discard pile.
Okay.
And then let's see if there's more for activating the villain. Do not draw any additional villain cards unless instructed. So this is the moment where we would draw this many invasion cards from the top of that invasion deck.
Okay.
And that's going to tell us where we're going to place more battle droids.
Mon Cala.
Okay, so that gets one battle droid.
Okay. And the second one is Felucia.
Okay.
Here. Okay.
So, and there's a limit of 3 droids on a planet. So we're never going to see like 6 or 7. What happens is if there's 3 droids and you would place a 4th because of a card like that, then an occupation happens. And that's where those little Federation blockade ships.
Oh, so if they get 4
play.
Figures, that's when a blockade ship happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
They basically established enough of a hold over the planet that it's blockaded, and then it becomes a real pain.
Okay, so priority is definitely if there's 3, like that's what we want to address.
We want to keep the droid count to a minimum if we can.
All right.
So that was the invade planets step.
Yes.
And then is there another one after that?
It says hand limit is 7 cards at all times.
Oh, okay, that's just a reminder. So that's it for my turn.
Okay.
So do you want to go next, Aaron, and we'll just go clockwise?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So the first thing is I have to move to a connected planet. So I guess am I going towards the mission, or am I getting rid of some of these guys? I wonder what's best for us. Since it's cooperative, I will put that question out there.
Yeah, we're pretty droid heavy on this side of the board.
Yeah.
So
Maybe take some more of them out.
Because are you about to work on that one?
I am. I'm going to move towards the mission, which is just a couple stops for me. Aaron is.
I could do 2 stops. I mean, I'm 2 stops from basically anything. I'm three stops from getting there, or 2 stops from getting to and clearing out some droids.
Yeah. If you start moving towards Kashyyyk,
Okay.
that puts us in a position to both do a mission and maybe get more droids.
Okay, like defensively?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
So
I'm thinking.
if I take 2 of my turns, then I can 1, 2. I can get to Kashyyyk. Is that what we want to do?
It would be 3.
1,
2,
2, 3. Okay, got you.
Unless you want to use your ship card.
Oh, I do have a ship. That's right.
Should we do that? Then you can.
Yeah.
It doubles up, right?
Yeah.
In one turn.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm turning it sideways, and then I just go twice, right?
For your first.
That's your first action.
That's my first action. Okay. And for my second action, do I want to be on Kashyyyk and actually get rid of those droids? Or am I just like defensively trying to?
Do we need to get rid of the droids before we can start the mission?
No.
Okay.
But if the planet gets blockaded, or if Ventress were to go there, then you can't attempt the mission until you fix that.
Okay.
So keeping those droids to 0 just
better.
It's a little better.
Then I'm gonna use my second turn to go 1 more. Right? Okay. And then for my third, I will roll. Okay. 2.
Ooh, nice.
Awesome. So I don't have to use any of my special stuff. I can just get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Off the planet, back into
Nice.
the pool.
Okay, so that's my third move. And fourth,
You could attempt.
I could
the
attempt
mission.
some of the mission.
You'll need 5 successes, and you'd have to roll 4. Is that even on
Is that even
there?
possible?
I thought I saw one. No, I think 3 is the most you can get.
So even just to buy in to like start it, I have to like get 4.
You need both of those cards.
Need both those.
So you could draw another squad card, and then on your next turn, you might have more.
Yeah, because I can have up to 7. So let's do that. So I will draw another squad card from here.
Yep.
Okay. And then that leaves 1 turn left.
I think that was your
That was it.
4th turn.
That was it. That's 4. Okay, so I'm done.
Yeah.
Move, attack, and draw.
And draw.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm done.
It's
And then I
tough.
can do this back. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had named the clones. It makes total sense now, but
Yeah.
that was a nice surprise. So now you've done your 4 actions. So step 3 is activate the villain.
Oh, yes.
So you're going to draw the top card of that deck that has the little blue thing on it. That's Ventress's next card.
Planet Under Siege.
Okay, this is a special event where the situation in the galaxy gets a little worse. Mm-hmm. Oh, they put it right on.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Sure.
Advance the invasion marker.
Perfect.
Is that this one?
No.
The
Oh, yes.
green
Yes.
one?
Sorry.
So we're going from
2 to
2
2.
to 2.
Yep.
So we're still at 2.
Then number 2, draw the bottom card of the invasion deck and fill the matching planet to 3 droids.
Ooh. Okay, bottom
Well,
card.
all the work I just did. Just the window.
Oh, Geonosis. Okay.
This is why it's
it's
good
gonna
that you
be
did that, though, because
Here.
it goes fast.
And then 3, shuffle the invasion discard pile, then place it face down on top of the invasion deck.
Okay. Will you shuffle those, please? You're better at that.
Yeah, so you wind up getting more droids where you already got them. That's not good for the galaxy.
Okay.
Okay, that was Planet Under Siege.
That's
And then
it?
you can discard that to
Okay.
that villain discard pile. So that was the activate villain step. Now we're on invade planets. So you'll draw 2 invasion cards and place where it says to.
Mon Cala. That is up here. Oh, there's already 1 on Mon Cala, so there's 2. And Geonosis. Okay, so we already have 3 on there. That makes it 4.
Okay, so
on
instead
Geonosis.
of playing that 4th one,
We now put a
we have an occupation. We got an occupation, people.
Oh, no.
red alert.
Does the droid stay on there that was a 4th or
No.
Just 3 and a ship now. Okay.
Instead of placing the
Instead of
4th droid, we're going to advance that threat marker over there. And then you're going to put one of those Federation blockade ships on Geonosis.
There we go.
Do the 3 stay on there?
Yes.
Oh, it's a ship and 3.
Yep. Now, what's nice is if you're used to playing Pandemic, when the equivalent of that happens in that game, there is a sort of ripple effect that can happen where it can spread from there, and it's bad. It's bad to manage. So
I know where I'm going on my
we don't
turn.
have to do that in this version of the game.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the
That's it then, right?
invade planet step. Yeah, so that's Aaron's turn.
Okay, now it's my turn. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I will head towards Geonosis, it looks like. I'm going to use my BTL Bywing to get there in 1 turn.
Nice.
And then I think I better attack. Is there a special attack to get rid of that ship?
I'm just checking for that. I
Okay.
think they take 2 damage. Droids have 1 health, blockades have 2 health. And if you if you don't get enough damage to handle them all, you have to do the blockade ship first before you can do anything else.
Okay. I do have 1 attack from my clone. And then if you could help me figure out if my Ahsoka Tano special ability would help me in any way.
Exhaust up to 2 cards. For each, deal 1 damage on your planet or a connected planet. That's cool. So that allows her to take out battle droids on neighboring planets without having to use an action to travel there.
Huh.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
But I don't know, because you're already there,
It's not going to help me in this scenario.
what's interesting is it doesn't say 2 attack cards. So like you could have a ship card or an armor card. And I think those would give her attack ability. I think it's meant to represent her leadership, influence. So like if you have C-3PO and R2-D2.
I do,
What
but
do
I
they
can only use them on a mission planet. I can add 2 attack to a mission attempt or attack on the mission planet.
Yeah, those are ally cards, which are a type we didn't talk about yet, and they give you a special ability. But your Ahsoka special ability does not say that you can only use a certain type of card. It just says exhaust a card, which means no matter what kind of card she has, you can exhaust it for an attack. So you could get an attack out of both of those cards,
Even though I'm not on a mission planet.
even though you're not on a mission planet, because it doesn't say.
Okay.
This is one of those gray areas where sometimes you find yourself hitting up the forums on boardgamegeek.com to see, like, are people talking about this scenario? And sometimes it'll actually be covered in an appendix in the rule book if there's like a special card where you need to like have it talked through. I just haven't checked. So I would, for now, usually what you end up doing is just making a decision. How do we want to play this? So I would say go ahead and exhaust both of those.
Okay.
And add them to whatever. Did you roll that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to roll it right now.
Okay. I think you want to roll. I mean, you're going to need everything, but in general,
Yes.
I would roll first.
Okay.
Because you might not need to exhaust
Oh,
everything.
don't exhaust them yet. I see what you're saying. Okay. Got 1 damage and 2 attack. With Colt, that's 3. And if I use this card, that's 5. Right?
Okay.
C3PO and R2D2 add 2 more attacks. So that's a total of 5 attack and 1 damage.
Okay, so that's exactly what you needed, which is great. What I was just double checking is whether you receive the damage after you deal the damage, and you do,
Okay.
which is good. So you're going to take a casualty as you remove all those from the board.
So I remove all the ship
Yep.
and all 3 battle droids with that roll
Yeah.
Nice.
and the cards.
Yeah, that was good.
It's great.
Good turn.
Okay.
And then you have to discard one of your cards as your damage.
Okay. I'm going to have to say goodbye to Colt. You did well, brother.
Yeah, we hardly knew you.
Where's the discard for?
It's over here.
Okay.
Okay, then you're going to do your activate Ventress with the top card of her deck.
Have I done all my moves, though?
Oh,
I don't think I have. My first one was to move here. The second one was to attack.
oh, great.
So I have 2 more moves, right?
Okay.
So should I head towards Camino?
Yeah.
I could land there. That's my 3rd move and my 4th move. So I
Yeah.
will end up on the mission planet of Camino.
Okay.
Okay. Then my turn's over. And
Okay.
now we...
Activate villain.
You're going to draw Ventress's top card.
Okay. Stalk. Ventress on board. Move Ventress 1 planet toward the closest mission.
And she's closer to the white one.
Yes.
So she's going to go to Umbara.
That's here.
And then you're going to draw 2 invasion cards.
We've got Sereno, which is... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So I've got another
We have
occupation.
4 droids on Sereno, so we take that one away. Now we have 3 droids and
And the threat
1
goes up.
ship. Oh, and the threat goes up.
Yep.
Now we're at threat level 2.
Yeah.
Alderaan. Now there are 3 droids on Alderaan.
All right. I'll try to prioritize that one on my turn. You did 2?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your turn. So do we think, I don't know, Sereno's already occupied, so that's, I don't know if that can get worse, really.
I think you should move towards Alderaan.
Yeah, I think I should too. Oh, gotta refresh my cards. What do they call it? Recover? Oh, ready. Ready your cards. Every game has a slightly different word for it. Okay, step 2 is I'll do my 4 actions. I will move, let's see. I wonder if I could move, attack, move, attack.
One of the things I was wondering about that I'd kind of forgotten about is our free actions with our guys. Have we been considering those while we're doing this?
Yeah, because mine is sort of a passive ability that just means, like, if I'm trying to do this conspiracy mission where it's normally you would have to contribute stealth, his ability is he can use either.
Okay, so really we only use them when we're on the missions?
No, because they're all different, and I
Okay.
can't remember what yours is.
Draw 4 squad cards, then place 3 of them on the bottom of the deck in a random order.
Oh, you can do that every turn.
That's interesting. So that's...
How does that help us? Draw 4 squad cards, but then place 3 of them in the bottom of the deck.
You get to choose which one you want to keep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing some targeted recruiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All
You
right.
can have up to 7, so you could have some.
I could like
useful.
do that for my moves over the next couple of moves and then build up a nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like if we had a really hard mission out here that needs like 9 stealth, you're
Then I
like,
could be like recruiting that in the background while we're
Yeah.
trying to. Okay.
where's all my
Makes sense.
stealth people? Okay, so how about, would you move me to Anaxis from Dathomir? That's my first action. And then I'll roll, try to get 1 success. Okay, so I got a success and I got to take a damage. So I don't know if it really matters. I'll discard hard case. Since he can use stealth as attack. But then that removes the battle droid because I did get the success. So that's my second action. Third action, oh, it's 2 spaces to get to Alderaan.
Yeah.
I did not do the math. Oh well. I guess I could try and clear Alderaan then and do Alderaan on my next turn and just hope
It doesn't
it's not going to get drawn again, I don't think.
No, well.
Or will it?
Yeah, they may
think-
have us shuffle those and put them back on top.
Yeah. Each card's only in the deck once, but you could, if you wind up reshuffling, then it comes back to bite you.
You might also want to consider drawing more cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Let's
it's your
do
move.
that.
Yeah, totally. Maybe we should all card up.
We
If we
need-
can have a
yeah.
maximum of 7.
Yeah.
We should probably prioritize that. That sounds like a great strategy.
Okay.
I'll use my 2 actions
To
for
draw
that.
more.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a ship, Delta 7 Ether Sprite, and Jesse. Oh wow.
Oh,
That's a sad memory for reasons.
but he's here now to help us.
Yeah. Good to see you, Jesse. Okay, so now I've got 1 stealth and 1 attack and 1 transport. So that's decent. And that's using all my actions. So now we're gonna activate Ventress.
Okay. Assassin. Ventress is on the board, so we roll the die. Move Ventress 1 planet per success
Okay.
toward the closest mission.
Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
that puts her on the mission planet
Yep.
of Kashyyyk.
And that means
Wait, there's more.
oh no.
Wait, there's
How could there be
worse
more?
news.
Then each Jedi on her planet or a connected planet suffers 1 damage.
Ooh.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, that's gonna be
But
good.
can I? Oh no, I probably can't use one of my cards, right?
Oh.
Because I can prevent 1 damage to a Jedi on my planet.
Yes, you've got an armor card. I didn't notice that.
Oh, that's great.
But can I
Okay,
use that during
so-
her turn?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So haha.
Okay, so she shows up. Does she do anything other than do the damage?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so then yeah, so you would tap your armor.
Alrighty.
And I'll just
Then
be
you're
that way for my next turn. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
get to
interesting because I think well, I mean the first thing that happens on your turn is you refresh. But it would matter because like when we attempt these missions, we can come together and all contribute cards. Because if you're playing on the harder level, there's way harder missions than these.
Oh, really? So
You need
you
everybody.
actually can cooperate together when you're doing a mission. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, there's ones where you wouldn't be able to unless everyone's doing something. And you can have more than 3 players. So that was activate villain. Now we're gonna invade for 2.
Okay. Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
Puts 3 on Mandalore. And Onderon,
Yep.
which is 2 now.
Okay.
2 battle droids there.
All right. That's it for my turn.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's do this. I think, let's see, all right, so I'm over there with Ventress. So should I prioritize getting some cards like we were talking about, or should I try to, is there a way for me to get her out of there?
Yeah. You can attack Ventress. She has 3 health, so not super tough.
Okay,
And you actually can't attempt that mission while she's there.
okay.
So may as well.
I think I'm just gonna
Take a
prioritize
shot
that
at
for
it.
now.
Because
Yeah.
you've got 2 soldiers.
Yeah, so pretty good chance,
yeah,
right?
you just have to roll 1 success.
There we go. So 2 successes, and then I add like the heavy.
1, yeah.
So does she go off the board?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
So if you're gonna want to attempt the mission, that's the white one. That needs attack. So I would tap your stealth guy.
Oh,
So that
got
your
you.
attack guy is available.
Yeah.
For the mission.
Okay.
Although the mission needs 5. so
Yeah, I don't
that's
think I
probably
can. I don't think I can buy into the mission anyway yet.
I could maybe. So either way, it doesn't matter.
But that's
I
the kind of
suppose.
thing you want to
Yeah,
be paying
I
attention
think I'll use
to.
my last 2 for getting more cards. But
Okay.
for now, we can get rid of her.
So
Where does she go?
So she goes off the board,
Okay.
and then you know how her card says is she on the board or off the board?
Yes.
If she's off the board, the action is going to be put her back on the board.
somewhere.
That'll have us draw
It'll be
one of those
directive.
cards,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then that's where she'll wind up.
Okay.
She just pops back up.
Okay.
All right. So I did that. So that's one of my turns. Yeah.
Yes,
Because I just
that
did
was
that one.
yours.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so I think with at least I'm gonna use my special power. Draw 4 squad cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 3 of them on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so which ones do I want? Ooh, wow.
What'd you get?
I got an armor, but I got 3 stealths. So
Ooh.
I'll keep 1 stealth, right? Wait, that's my special thing though. So drawing a card can be 1, right? So I get
Yeah.
to draw. Do I get to keep 2 then?
Yeah, because well, It would be a separate draw. It wouldn't be one of those 4.
Okay, I got you. All right, so separate draw. So I'll keep one of them, put the other 3 back, and it said to 3 of them on the bottom of the deck in a random order. Okay, fantastic. And then also draw a card. Cool. Blitz.
Oh.
So another attack. So attacks. We've got 2 stealth, and that. And I think I'm going to use my last. Is that 2? That's
So
2.
wait, this was your
technically,
free
right?
action.
It's my
was
free
the first
action.
one, and then your first real action was drawing.
Yeah,
the
so
one you
that's
just got.
using my second one. So technically, I still have 2 more because my first one was.
And you used this card, right?
I
During that
used this
last-
card.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, your first action was attacking Ventress.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so you got 2 more.
Okay.
Yep. So I got 2 more. So I'm gonna get another card. See if I can get another stealth for us for that
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, you're on the white one, so you need attack the red ones.
I need more attack. Okay, got you. Okay, so I'll prioritize those. Oh, wait, I only get to pick one though, because that was my free action.
Correct.
I only get to do that once per turn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually, I think they have you tap your player
Oh,
card.
that's good to reminder. Yeah.
Because that's a once per turn.
I actually got another stealth, so we'll do
Okay.
that one for now. So we're covered in the stealth department if we need that, or at least
And that's
boosted
7
there.
cards.
Maybe he should go to Camino
Yeah, I have 1 more move left.
Well, you have to clear this planet.
eventually, but to clear, like if you are going to clear Camino, you're going to need
Oh, maybe to help.
He could come
Oh,
help you
You could.
If I use my
because
if I do that, I can get there.
he's up to 3 stealth now, plus whatever you roll.
But we're not going to do this mission?
We
We will eventually, but I think
But
that
you don't want to do it
we
now.
could maybe start
I
that
see.
one first.
Okay. Okay.
because I don't know if he'd have to roll 3 successes with his 2 red attack cards.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
And the stealths I have more of on your mission.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
that
next
4
is
actions?
yeah, that's my 4. So then I would need to activate villain.
Okay. Assassin. Ventress on board. So she's not on the board.
Right.
And there's no off board.
Oh,
So
that's too bad.
she doesn't do anything.
Sorry.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time, Ventress.
Okay.
That's nice. So I didn't.
Yeah.
So every now and then she'll just take a break, which we could use.
It is kind of like sorry, isn't it? Sorry. Like, remember that game that caused so many fights in our childhood?
Yes.
Yes.
With all your friends? Totally. I hate this game. I hate you.
Not as bad as it's like a notch down from Monopoly, but
Oh, yeah.
It's-
I just wouldn't play.
still makes you
Yeah. Entire friendships.
hate
lost.
your opponent.
Okay.
Alright.
What's next?
Invade.
one?
Invade planets. Yep.
An axis gets 1. Where's an axis? Okay. And Flucia. Flucia now has 2 battle droids.
Reminds me of getting my flu shot.
Just a reminder, kids. Flu shots are important. Schedule yours today.
That was good.
It's a PSA section of
Yeah.
the board game cantina.
Okay, so that was Aaron's turn.
Oh, now it's my turn. Okay, so I activate these again. Before we do the mission, should I get more cards just to see if they would help with the mission in some
Yeah.
way?
Yeah, because
You
our
totally
buy-in
could.
for that one is what, 5?
It's 5.
I've got, once I get refreshed, I'll have 3 that I can contribute.
But so you won't refresh before she does this. So you'll have 2
Oh, so she couldn't start. You're right. So I'd only have 2, technically.
plus. Did you? Oh, I thought you had 1. Did they get killed?
Yeah,
Okay.
I took damage on that last turn.
Yeah, I would draw some cards.
Okay. So I get some armor. Prevent 1 damage to a Jedi on your planet. Should I do 2? And that leaves with 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chancellor Palpatine.
He's the worst.
When
He kind of is
Jedi-
literally the worst in
I
this
feel
story.
like,
Yes.
He is the big bad.
yeah, people don't know
The greatest Sith Lord of all time.
of all time.
1 Jedi may discard 1 squad card to draw 3 cards. Can't interrupt an action. So you're essentially trading 1 for 3.
Wow. Why does Palpatine help you do that?
I don't know. It says
Because he's still the chancellor.
he's an ally.
So he's like low key getting one of your people killed,
Yeah.
but then
You get 3 more.
he has to look like he's helping. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a false
Actually,
sense of
on brand.
security.
Very on brand for him.
Yeah. Can't
duplicitous.
interrupt an action. Okay, so now I have 2 more moves left. We're going to attempt the mission.
Yes. I'm just quickly reading about when multiple players help, because this is the first time we've done it.
Okay.
First roll of die. Any number of Jedi on the mission planet can contribute squad cards. I think it's as simple as that. Yeah, that's awesome. Easy.
But I don't get to refresh mine before I help, right?
Right.
So it's only the ones that are active.
Okay.
Okay. So should I roll the die?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have that armor, though.
1 damage, 1. Okay, yeah, so I can activate to not take damage. I'll activate my armor card. I got 1 attack, but how many do we need?
5.
I have 2.
I can add 2.
So that's our 5.
This card.
Oh.
Yeah.
R2 and 3PO
Yeah.
coming through.
VPs.
Because you're on the
Okay.
you had to be on the mission planet for them to kick in?
Yes.
All right, so I'm turning those 2 to the side.
Great.
All right.
Okay. So that took care of that, right?
Oh.
What else do we need to do?
You want to tap your purple ones, because this is the Camino mission, which needs stealth.
Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one. I was looking at the wrong card.
That's
okay.
right.
So I want to do the 2 stealth cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll need those other 2 on the white mission.
All right.
This is like a storming the oil refinery, like overtly. This is like sneaking around
Sneaking
in the
around.
cloning facility
Okay,
in
I
Camino,
gotcha.
like being sneaky.
I had no idea there were oil refineries on Kashyyyk.
Yeah. It's bad for the environment.
No.
All those trees.
Wookiees are pretty in tune with nature. So that was success.
Okay.
And then when you're successful, you take 1 damage. So there is a casualty in there somewhere. You avoided that with your armor,
Yeah.
but there's still 1 that gets through. So you wind up having to discard.
Okay.
And because it's your turn, do you have to do that, or can I do it with one of mine? Since my special power is to get more cards.
That's a good question.
That is a good
Let's check.
question.
The current Jedi suffers 1 damage for each
Okay.
failure on the mission card and each one on the rolled die. And then if the mission has a when completed effect, resolve that. It does not. So that one is out of play now.
Great.
And then we draw the next one. So if you're playing on a harder level, you could have more missions than this. So if we finish these 2, then we win the game. This one is Citadel Rescue. This is harder. It needs
Yeah, it's
7
7.
successes, but it can be either color.
Okay.
And then you're going to take 2 damage even when you're successful. So the orange mission marker moves to Lola Sayu.
Okay.
A daring rescue is mounted at an impenetrable prison designed to hold rogue Jedi. So this is an episode where you get to see Anakin and Tarkin interacting and having to work together when it's kind of early in both of their career. And you just know where their
Yeah,
future
where
is
they're both
headed.
gonna go.
So there's some really interesting little moments that they you kind of insert into that episode. That was a good one.
Yeah. I still have 1 more move left.
Okay.
So I think I should use it to move somewhere. Probably in this direction. And I still haven't used my
Your
ship,
ship.
so I can move 2 spaces. I could move to Kashyyyk.
You could move to, yeah.
Yeah, why don't I do that? Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe that's my turn.
You know, if you tap Chancellor Palpatine, yeah, he's an ally card. It's so funny. If you tap him, I could maybe. I'm sort of already where I need to be. I don't really need this ship right now. I could discard that and get 3 new cards and fill up my hand a little faster.
Oh, okay.
Because it says any Jedi, right?
It does. I still took 1 damage, so I still have to get rid of a card.
Oh.
But I can do that after. Do I do it after my turn? Was I supposed to do that?
Oh, you do it now.
And you
Okay.
said it has to be her that takes both of the hits.
Yeah.
I can't use one of my armors to block.
No.
Okay.
It's the person whose turn it is.
I think this R2D2 and C3PO have been so helpful. I think I should keep that one.
Yeah.
I think I should keep my ship. I think it's going to be this armor
Okay.
that unfortunately took too much damage and is no longer useful.
Yeah.
And then you're saying I should use Palpatine too. Now, would that be a turn, or I can just do it anytime? It says can't interrupt an action.
I think the ally cards, I'll double check this.
Okay.
I think you can basically use the ally card whenever you want to.
Okay.
In Pandemic and other games like it, there's a few cards that you can just, even if it's somebody else's turn, you can just use it.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
So go ahead and
All right, I'll discard this ship.
draw 3.
All right, I got Comet, who's an attack, Pawns, who's a stealth, and an ATRT that's armor.
Great. Now
you.
that's my turn. Okay, so
It's gonna be terrible if Palpatine's the best card in the game.
It's not the feeling you want to leave. You know, in
No.
your mouth, right? The taste that you want.
Yeah. Tastes bitter.
Tastes bitter. We won, but at what cost?
this is the last card on the villain deck.
So then when it's time to draw one and that's empty, we'll reshuffle
Okay.
that discard pile.
Night Sister.
Oh.
So if it's below this line, does that mean we do it if she's not on the board?
No, because there's a section that says off board if there is one.
Specifically.
So you
Okay,
get to
so
ignore
this
that.
only has a Ventress on board. She's not on the board, so
Yeah.
we don't have to do it.
Yeah,
We are safe this
good news for our side.
from Ventress. She's still on vacation. And then 2 of these, right?
Yeah.
From the invasion deck. Ord Mantell, which is down there, if you could do that. Aaron. Mission Planet. We move the white one?
No, I think it's just
Oh.
saying put a battle droid on the mission planet.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Now it's your turn, right?
Yep.
That was the last thing? Okay.
So we gotta clear out some of this noise. Like if I go here, it's sort of a waste to come around that side. So I guess I should go here and fight and then here and fight.
Yeah, you don't have a ship,
It
do
just
you?
makes, no,
Okay.
I gave it up. Then I have to backtrack to get back over here. It's sort of the same problem if I go the other direction. Okay, so I'll use my first action to move. I'll use my second action to attack. Okay, there's 1 success. I'll exhaust Comet, so that's 2 successes. So they are gone.
Excellent.
And then I'll use my third action to move. Fourth action to attack. Okay, so I got 1 success. I'll need to exhaust 2 more.
What's your special ability again?
He can use the purple as though they're red,
Okay, gotcha.
which really matters for these mission attempts. So that wipes out the 3 droids.
Boom. Nicely done.
Alderaan is clear. And then it's time to activate Ventress, so we'll need to reshuffle her deck.
Here.
So the game offers you some variety as you're playing against the other villains, because they each have a completely different villain deck, which is off to your left there. They all have different abilities. Gives you some variety if you've played the game a few times and you want to mix it up. If you're playing against Count Dooku, he actually brings General Grievous and Ventress into the game with him.
Oh,
'cause
really?
They're both reporting to him. So that's sort of the
That's
advanced-
hard mode.
Yeah.
Okay, Planet Under Siege. Advance the invasion marker. So we're going from 2 to 3.
Yep.
Draw the bottom card of the invasion deck and fill the matching planet to 3 droids. That would be Mustafar. Seems appropriate. Okay, I'll let you do that. Shuffle the invasion discard pile, then place it face down on top of the invasion deck.
Our favorite. So one of these is Sereno, and one of these is Mandalore. So
Let's not get
We're
those.
gonna want to not get those.
Okay.
And now it's Aaron's turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Did we do the planet?
Invasion deck? Yeah, we did
We
invasion
did?
deck.
Okay.
Well, I think. Yes.
One of the cards you drew was the Planet Under Siege.
Oh, right.
Did you draw 3 though, or was that the first one you drew?
No, we just advanced that now. So,
Oh, but did we draw 2?
no.
So we'd got 1 more.
One more.
Because the first one you drew was Planet Under Siege.
No, that came from Ventress.
Oh, then we didn't do any.
I don't think we did.
Okay, shoot. So then we got to invade 3 planets.
Yeah.
Good call.
Okay.
Keeping us honest. It's very easy to lose track. That's why it helps me to talk it through
Yeah.
each turn,
Yeah.
or I will immediately lose track of where are we in the round.
Okay. Ord Mantell. Thank you. Felucia. 3 there. Now on Felucia. Mustafar gets 1 more. That means they get a ship. Now
it's my turn.
Aaron's turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, I get to refresh all these, right? Okay. So put all these guys. Yeah. And then from there, let's see. I'm on. That's you on all around? Yeah. So I'm over on Camino. Let's see here. I could make it over here pretty quickly to help with that, or maybe we need to address some of these planets. I could make my way over there. I only have one ship, so I could get there.
These occupied planets couldn't be further apart.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That really sucks. I would,
I guess we should move over here.
Yeah. There's a lot over there. Okay.
Pandemic, because it's the Earth, it has a concept of you being able to wrap around the other side of the board.
Oh, but not on this one.
Not here.
Nice.
So I'll either do that one or that one on my turn. So whatever one you don't do, I'll head there.
Okay, sounds good. I think I'll do my free action first just to see if I can get another one
smart.
of these. Draw 4 cards.
Although, no, you already have 7.
Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're right.
So,
I do. So I'd have to give away one, and I kind of like
Yeah.
having an armor. So I'm gonna stay, and I'll go ahead and I don't need to roll for that, so I just need to travel. So let's travel first. Turn that to the side. Wait.
Yeah.
That's just one move, right? And then I have to use my second move to actually get there.
Yeah.
Okay. My third move is attack.
Okay.
Get rid of 2 of them, but take a damage. But I will not take a damage by doing that.
Yep.
Get rid of 2 of them. Yeah. Okay. And then I have one more move. So should I keep attacking?
You could contribute a squad member to get your third damage.
Oh, yeah. So definitely going to do that. Okay. So that happened on the same turn then.
Yeah.
right.
Okay. And then I have one move left. So what would help the group most? Going to Sereno and like being there at the start of the next one? Or
Yeah.
you think?
I think so.
Okay. Then let's do that. All right. And that is my 4 actions.
Okay.
Now we need to activate the villain.
Here we go. Ventress off board. Place Ventress on the
Top card of the invasion deck.
top card of the invasion deck.
Or I think it's actually the top card of the discard pile. So I think she goes to Mustafar. Yep.
Way over there. Okay.
Yeah.
She's well
That just got
protected
way
there.
more ugly.
Yeah.
Wow. So she's on Mustafar with 3 battle droids and a ship. Okay. Now we do this.
Yeah.
Invasion deck, and we have to do 3. Mission planet. Now we have 2 droids on the mission planet of Kashyyyk. Anaxis gets 1. Now there's 2 on Anaxis. And Sereno gets 1. Oh boy. So now there's 4 battle droids and a ship. Or do we add 2 ships?
So no, instead of the battle droid, I think you would just advance the threat marker
Oh.
to 3.
Okay, so we're going from 2 to 3.
Yeah. So we got 4 of those left, and then it's a game over.
Okay, and now we have to do a 3rd invasion card because
Yeah.
invasion's at 3.
It's fun. We get to do it.
Get to.
We're
Onderon is now populated with a battle droid.
It's funny. It seems like a lot of planets, and yet somehow it doesn't. They just keep filling
They just
up
keep
again,
filling
like
up.
there's not very
Yeah.
many.
All right. So that's the last part of my move. Over
Now
to
it's
you
my
to
turn.
save the day
Okay,
over in Kashyyyk.
here we go. I don't have a lot of useful cards for battling, I feel like. Although I do have C3PO and R2D2. Okay, so should I attack or should I try to get more cards? Get
Well,
something useful.
Let's say you use them. They give 2 success.
2.
So, like, let's pretend you roll something bad and you need both of those. They get exhausted, and then you were to use the rest of your turn to go somewhere else and help. You'd need more cards. You kind of need more cards no matter what.
Yeah. So
Does your ally card help with that if that's your first move? I'm still a little fuzzy on that one.
it says to discard 1 squad card to draw 3. So I'd have to
So you
discard.
get 2 for giving away 1.
I get 3
Get 3.
for giving away 1.
One will get you 3. You
Yeah.
know, I think I might have had a rules violation earlier. I don't think that was a squad card I discarded.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, these are all considered squad cards. I thought maybe only your clone troopers
Oh, we're
were
actually
considered
squad members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I gave up a ship. It was all very above board.
As much as we can be while we're learning a new game.
We're all fine here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then her ability, exhaust up to 2 cards. For each, deal 1 damage on your planet or a connected planet.
So that's cool. Like, ideally, if you were like here, you could be influencing the battle on all those neighboring planets that have stuff going on.
That's cool.
It's a good ability. I think she might be the best one.
I haven't been able to use it yet, though. Okay, so I'm taking cards,
3?
I think.
How many?
No, because I don't want to...
You're not using Palpatine?
Well, if I use Palpatine,
You have to probably give up your ship.
I'd have to give up one of these to get those 3.
Oh, you don't want to. Yeah, understandable.
know.
Get more cards first. And then
I might
maybe-
get another ship, though. I just don't want to give up this one.
Okay.
The
So
C-3PO one.
how many reinforce actions do you want to do? Each one gives you 1 card.
Let's do 2.
Okay.
I got Padme, ally.
There you go.
Discard during 1 action step. The current Jedi does 2 extra actions.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. And then I got Cody.
Oh,
Okay, that's nice.
Commander Cody.
I am ally heavy. Okay.
Yeah, how'd you get all the allies?
don't
Who
know.
shuffled these cards?
She's more likable.
Yeah,
So
fair.
everyone likes Ahsoka. So now I will try to battle.
Yeah.
If I use Padme, I can battle, 2 extra action.
Yeah, because when it said a Jedi gets 2 extra actions, it could be any Jedi, including you, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Or I could fly somewhere. Okay, let's do the battle first. I think that makes the most sense. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
That sucker really rolls.
It's not what I wanted. Only 1. I can add 1.
Mm-hmm.
How many do I need for
2.
that? 2?
So you're fighting the battle droids or attempting the mission?
Battle droids, I guess?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, then you need
Okay.
to, but you don't take any damage.
I don't take any damage, and then I can roll again to do the mission, right?
Yes, you're gonna need 5 attack successes,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna take 1 damage.
Oh.
So the question is, do you want to do it by yourself, or do you want us to come help? How many? Because you can get 2 from the droids.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Padme giving you more actions would be an opportunity to get more cards.
Yeah. Should I do that
Because
first?
is it any action?
Yeah, it says the current Jedi does 2 extra actions.
Yeah, boy, that's a good one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. I could, so my 2 extra actions can be to get 2 more cards.
Okay.
And I still have 1 turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got another ally. I got Hondo.
Oh,
You get another ally?
Yeah.
Come on.
Move 1 Jedi to any planet. Can't interrupt an action. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
it's funny when you buy a new game. A lot of times the cards are grouped together by type because of how they go through the printing process. So I'd make a very deliberate project out of breaking those groups up and shuffling the heck out of them, and somehow
They still
all
end
those
up
allies
sometimes.
wound up with Bridget.
So my other card was 5s, which adds an attack on the planet. So I could try to do the mission.
Yeah, because now you got 3.
I'd have
out
to
of
roll
the
2
5.
attack, though.
Yeah, that's decent
Doable?
odds.
Do you think it?
Do you like those odds?
You like those odds? Okay. So that was not what I wanted.
What does Hondo give you?
Hondo, move 1 Jedi to any planet.
So you could move us to help
Oh,
you.
Yes, because it's Onaka Transport Solutions.
Yes.
That's so great. That would be what you'd want to do first, I guess.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Well, this is a learning game. We're going soft on the rules for a learning game.
You think I should do
Don't
that?
tell anybody.
Rewind
You
the
should-
tape.
You should definitely do that because now we're learning why you want Hondo in your deck, in your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I will do then is engage Hondo to transport.
Yeah. Via his totally legitimate shipping company.
Totally legitimate.
Which one should we move? You set yourself up to attack there.
Yeah.
I'm heavily tapped.
Oh.
You're doing.
I'm not so heavily tapped.
You
So
have.
I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 we could use.
She needs red attack though. You have 1.
Yeah.
She gets. That's all she would have needed.
Yeah. If I had rolled that.
Because this is like the worst. This is the worst amount of successes. So yeah, well, I guess you can roll a blank. That's funny. But yeah, if decent odds, if you were there contributing that one, that's probably enough. Unless you roll the blank.
Okay.
You can do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. And then I'll roll again.
Hondo flies Obi-Wan to Kashyyyk with his one rested soldier
Here we go.
attacking the oil refinery.
And I rolled a 2 this time. So turns out I didn't need you.
Oh, you didn't?
Because
But does it help at least? Can I contribute one of like an extra hit or no? Doesn't really matter?
I rolled 2 attack.
Okay.
I can use C3PO and R2D2 to add 2 more, and then can I use 5s?
No, because he's
can't?
stealth. You need the red ones.
Oh, so
So you do need me.
do need
Okay,
you.
yay, I'm
Yes.
helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. And that is successful.
Yep.
Okay.
So that Kashyyyk mission is finished.
Kashyyyk is
You
saved.
take 1 damage in the process.
Oh,
Can she use her armor? Do you still have an armor?
no.
No.
She had to get rid of that.
And she can't use mine. We've already established that. Oh,
Right.
it's already used. Okay.
But other than that, there is 1 mission left. So we actually have a shot at this, you guys.
What should I discard?
Who's been the least helpful? Those are all pretty good cards.
They are.
I mean, it feels like you want to discard Chancellor Palpatine
It
just
does.
for moral reasons, but
the
he's
allies
really
have been
helpful.
key, Yeah.
Yeah, he really did help.
I guess. 5s?
Oh, man.
I know.
It's like they're all your friends.
Well, the minute, like, if you've spent time
painful.
watching the Clone Wars, you're spending time with each of those, and
Yeah.
you really do get invested. And naming the cards was really brilliant because it sparks memories of watching the
it's
show.
kind of like that extra level deeper if you have watched that all the way through, which my son likes to point out right now. Clark points out that I have not watched that. That's like the one Star Wars series that I have not gone through.
Yeah.
I somehow missed it. I think I watched most of the first season and then fell off the wagon. And our friend Jake likes to tease me about it, and my 14-year-old son gangs up on me that like,
it's
what am I
like,
doing? What am I doing? Like, why am I not prioritizing that over anything else I could be doing to complete my Star Wars education?
I don't know how else to say it, but it is really hard to explain to somebody who has not watched it why they need to watch it until after they've watched it.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
Because there's so many,
I see it
especially with
now.
the new properties, there's so many tie-ins, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are really going back, and like I think it would enhance my enjoyment if I dedicated that time.
It's
I
sort of
actually
the-
asked him my son to curate like the must-watch ones if I could only watch certain ones.
Yeah.
And he said that someone has actually put that together.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if
they
you
have.
watch these 14 episodes,
Yeah.
you will at least not have missed huge plot holes.
Yeah.
You know, in the new properties like Mandalorian and all the ones that are coming out.
yeah. It's a deep rabbit hole, but it pays off.
How many seasons are
Handsomely.
there? Are there like
7.
7? Yeah, there's like a lot, right?
Yeah. And they're long seasons. And it takes them until somewhere around the 2nd or 3rd season to really dial in what kind of stories they want to use it to tell. So that's why a lot of people stop watching, because those early episodes feel like, adventure of the week type of thing. It doesn't feel like essential mythology.
Yeah.
That's part of everything else, but eventually it does.
It does.
And you start to really be glad you invested the time. But
All right.
You'll,
Yeah.
you'll,
I gotta
you'll
do
get
it.
there.
Gotta do it.
I think I'm going to have to sacrifice that.
Boy,
I
okay.
know.
5s.
Which I will find out about at some point.
You will.
Yep.
Is that my turn?
Was your 4th action attempting the mission? You had some extra actions because of Padme,
I know, I got confused.
but I think
forget.
I think you used them all to recruit cards, and then attempting the mission.
I did
was
2
the
moves
last
to
one.
recruit cards.
And then you transported me.
I transported you, but that wasn't a move, right?
Right.
And then I attacked. Was
Oh.
successful.
And you have to discard. I wonder if that means discard that card or discard something else.
Oh, because I didn't discard Palpatine when I used him.
I think these are single use.
Oh no!
I missed that. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think
So
'cause
I would
those-
have to.
Those cards are so powerful. I'm not surprised.
I would have to
These
discard.
aren't the directions you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. That's why you just have to step through it and try it, and then it becomes obvious why you wouldn't be able to do that all the time.
Got you. So that makes sense. You only get to hang on to those. They're super valuable. You only get to use them
Yeah,
once.
your ally pops in, like
So-
Hondo
Out.
helps you with that, gives a ride to somebody, and then he's off.
Gotcha.
You don't see him again for 2 seasons.
So could I have discarded one of these instead of 5s? Or is that cheating since you know you're going to have to discard it anyway?
No, I think that's actually part of the strategy is if you can
Yeah.
time a discard well and get its benefit while paying the cost of needing to discard. But I think the ally cards, like that what I was just describing, I think is only if you are taking damage. If it's an ally card that says discard, I think you have to discard that card.
I may have used
pay its
at
cost.
least one of these twice then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
We know, like we're learning.
Okay. So I think I used all my allies in that turn.
Okay.
I no longer have allies.
All right.
We still like you. It's okay.
We'll be your allies.
We'll be your allies.
Okay.
All right.
But I think I still have one more move.
I lost track of your actions. I thought you had used them all recruiting.
I used 2 actions to recruit.
You didn't have to move.
Then I attacked, and now I think I have one more move.
Was fighting the battle droids one?
Oh, you're right. And then, yes,
and
that's
then the
all
mission?
4. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, the battle droids in the mission.
And you used the extra actions from Padme for more cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, then I think you're
that's
good.
it. Okay.
All right. Then it's time to Ventress.
Activate the villain.
Yeah, okay. And she's now on the board.
Maybe you should move.
Move Ventress 1 planet toward the closest mission. Good news is she's very far from any.
What's the
mission.
shortest path? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could just decide. I think she can go here or here.
Let's go there.
She just seems further away that way.
Yeah.
Keep her.
And then 3 of the invasion, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alderaan. Mandalore gets 1 battle droid, and Geonosis gets 1 battle droid. Okay, that's 1 per planet. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, you can see the ring on there. That's nice. Okay, that was your turn.
Yeah.
Should we just like run and gun and try to finish the last mission and ignore what's happening?
I kind of think that that's the
'Cause
strategy at
with
this point.
with 3 threat left,
Yeah.
we have time even if there's a couple more occupations. Maybe we should just go for it.
Let's do it.
I don't have a ship. I would have to use 1, 2, 3 movement to get there. But then I could attempt it on my own, and I'll be pushing it. I've got 4 of the 7, so I'd have to roll 3.
I'm not really much of a help until I refresh, unless you need stealths.
What you have the ability? Can you change mine to? Or only yours?
Any of your cards.
Any of your cards. Okay, you can't change my.
That's a good
stealths.
question, though. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Although, is this saying it can be either or, as long as you get to 7?
Yeah, but even if I'm using both, I only have 4 of the 7. So I'd have to roll 3 successes, which is a 1 in 12 chance. I don't like those odds. So I feel like I need to wait for some backup or get more cards. Maybe that's what I need to start with.
And there's no way to get one of us on the planet with you.
I don't think so.
Okay. Just checking.
1, 2, 3.
Somebody would have to the Hondo card or something.
So maybe I just need to get myself there and draw a card. And then when you guys arrive, you can attempt the mission and I can contribute my squad. How does that sound?
That sounds right.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. And draw. I got a ship. Perfect timing.
Wow, okay.
I'm really excited for you to use your new wah, wah, wah effect that you're going to use in the edit. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So now we'll Ventress out.
Roll the die. Move Ventress 1 planet per successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Toward the
that's good.
closest mission.
Yeah.
Then each Jedi on her planet or connected planet suffers 1 damage. She's all out there alone
Yeah.
in the outer
As
rim.
she should be.
Yeah.
Although
I think she likes it that way.
I sort of have mixed feelings about Asajj Ventress.
Is that more I'm going to learn about once I finally complete my education?
She's got a very,
She has
very
quite the journey.
long
Yeah.
Wikipedia article. She's one kind of like Darth Maul, where it starts out pretty straightforward, not a whole lot to know. And then the further you get into it, there's a lot of nice complexity. It's a really good, memorable character.
Okay, let's populate some planets. Mon Cala gets 1 battle droid. Oh, now it has 3. Dathomir gets 1 battle droid. Is that?
Yep.
Where am I? There. Now it has 1. Mission Planet gets 1. Okay.
All right.
That's it for your turn?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I'll refresh all my stuff.
Nice.
Okay. Do free action, draw 4 squad cards. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. Now that we know what we're going to do,
You could trade.
is there some trades I could do to help us out, knowing what the buy-in is?
I don't think you need to.
Okay.
You have almost enough to do it on your own.
Okay.
If you rolled 2 successes, you can single-handedly finish that mission. And whatever you don't roll, I'm going to be able to give you because I'm already on the planet.
Okay.
So I think it's sort of.
So just go there
I think you
first.
have it in the bag at this
All right.
point.
So just go there. I don't need the ship.
Mm-mm.
If I use the ship, does it not use a turn?
No, the ship.
It always augments a turn. It can't be in lieu of a
In
turn.
lieu.
That's right.
And benefit me.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my first move.
Okay.
My second move would be to roll, right?
Yep.
Look at that.
Wow.
You did it all by yourself.
So damage, get rid of that. 2, and then I just use all these cards.
Yeah. And you needed no backup from Anakin whatsoever. You just
Just Obiing out a little
He's
bit.
pretty powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Awesome. Does that mean we win the game?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh my gosh,
Good
you've
job.
totally cured me of
Good
my
job.
new game anxiety. Thank you very much, both of you.
We interrupt this high five to bring you breaking news from the heart of the Republic. In their excitement, our heroes celebrated prematurely, failing to play an entire phase of the game.
Folks, mistakes were made. Partly because we really did get excited here, partly due to some time pressure on our shooting day. The win condition for Star Wars The Clone Wars is not simply to complete all of your missions, which is how we were playing it here. The actual win condition is once you complete your last mission, you flip the villain card over, complete the setup instructions on the back, and satisfy the success conditions that show up there, which are going to be different for every villain. That way you can have a different finale experience depending on which villain you're playing against. Super cool. We just weren't looking for it because it's not part of regular pandemic gameplay. In our case, since we were playing against Ventress, what we should have done is moved her to the planet Sullust as our setup. Then we all would have had to travel there to square off against her. We would have needed 15 successes, and they could have been either color. With the ally cards we had, we probably had pretty decent odds. Just wanted to acknowledge the highly questionable ethics of this supposed win you're seeing here. Sorry about the totally unearned high five. It does feel very prequel era thematic that we unwittingly moved the goalposts to make a victory easier to achieve without realizing that's what we were doing. I feel personally responsible for our shady political and military shenanigans, but I think we all know who's behind this. All right, players, as you were. Yeah, dude, that was really great. We had maybe 1 or 2 rules goofs,
Yeah,
but
we
that's
did. That's okay,
very
though.
normal
Yeah.
when you're going through a learning game. You just have to give yourself permission before you even start that's part of it.
Yeah.
And that was super fun.
Yeah.
I love how tied into the show it is. Like much more than what I was even expecting. It really makes like if you've watched it, it calls up a lot of good memories. I'm curious when we get into the post-game discussion to sort of get your take on it. Does it land differently? If you haven't been watching the show, I'd be super interested to just get some thoughts on that. So if you're watching our extended gameplay, thanks for watching. If you're watching our episode, we'll be back here in a few minutes for our post-game discussion.
Yes. Yummy drinks.
Yeah.